Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to discuss something very important, and that is how to use another operating system. And most people have been using the Windows operating system to the extent that they don't even know that there are so many different kinds of operating system that they can use. And I want to bring to attention that there are so many types of operating system that you can use, and some of them is the Linux-based operating systems, which are so many. It can be Kali Linux operating system, Ubuntu, and so many other Kali Linux operating system. Even our OS that is on our phone is Android operating system. You can also use Android operating system, but that one is just designed for mobile phones alone. Mac operating system is another operating system that you can use, and now we have the Chrome operating system. So maybe you are bored using your Windows operating system, or you just want to explore the different kinds of operating system that we have. And technically, for IT specialists, you shouldn't be just okay with just one operating system. You should just be exploring more to see the kinds of operating system that we have, because you might not know where you end up. You might end up in a particular institution where they don't use the Windows operating system. They might be using a different type of operating system, which will be very supporting to their software that they are using. And you can't say that you don't know how to operate within that operating system. So as a IT specialist or anybody who is interested in IT, one of the most important things that you should know is that we don't have to know only the Windows operating system. You just have to be trying the different kinds of operating system that we have, and it's very helpful because I per se, I'm now into testing. If you want to be a penetration tester, one of the best operating system that you have to use is the Kali Linux operating system, and that is what we are going to install as a tutorial. You can install any other operating system, but if you want to follow my channel, because there's going to be an upcoming tutorial which is going to be on penetration testing. We are going to penetrate into others websites and others web apps that they have developed, and we are not going to do anything bad over there. We are just going to tell them that, hey, you are running this web app, but you have this big hole that you have not covered. Cover it before the bad guys, the real bad guys, enters it. Because if the real bad guys enters, you are doomed. They are going to steal something or do other manipulation that will cause a loss to your company. And by just doing that, we are going to fetch some little coins. It's very necessary. I've been earning some little coins nowadays, even though I've not been testing on real bigger softwares because they have licenses that you have to take license before, and I'm not ready to do them. So it's just these normal web apps that I see on the web, and I just penetrate through them and get to the administrator's level and let him know that I have been here. I left something that the administrator, when he comes, he will see that somebody has been there. I've been here, and these are what I found. Just let's negotiate and give me something, and I'll do something meaningful and something spectacular for you that nobody can just enter it unless one man that I fear him. He's the only one that can enter. So I'm just talking too much. Today we have to know how to install a different operating system on our machine, and we are not going to just clean up our Windows operating system. That new operating system we are going to install will reside on our operating system, and in my case I am using the Windows, so it is going to reside on my Windows operating system. That is, whenever I want to use that type of operating system, I just need to navigate to that operating system and just use it. And before we can do that, we have to buy our own laptop on our machine, and thanks to VirtualBox machine, it is free. I can just purchase a new laptop and install that laptop on my machine. I'm saying this for beginner's sake because virtual machine in a real world is a laptop. Yes, but it is virtual, it is not physical, it resides on our machine. So we are going to buy a machine and put that machine on our laptop. And that machine on our laptop is going to give us the opportunity to install another operating system that we want. We can also install the Windows if we want, but it supports any operating system. And the one that I found a little bit challenging was the Mac operating system. But thanks be to God and my research, and one friend of mine also taught me a little bit about it. I was able to use the Mac operating system. And if you really want to install that type of operating system, I'm not going to show it here. You just have to hit me in the comments, and I'll give you a tutorial about it. It's a little bit tricky, so it's not for anybody else, just for technical people. Okay, so before we have to go and download the virtual box. Yes, that was what I was talking about. The virtual box is a virtual machine. That is a virtual, I would say a virtual laptop that we are going to install on our machine. And when we open that virtual machine, it will give us the opportunity to install any operating system that we want and use that laptop, which is on our official laptop or the physical laptop. And I use the Oracle VM virtual box because it is one of the most trusted and most popularly used virtual box machines in the world. And you can just hit to your browser, and yes, we're just going to Google and type in VirtualBox download, and hitting enter, you get this search page. And when you click on it, it will just lead you to the VirtualBox, their official website. And since we are going to install it on a Windows operating system now, this part normally confuses people. We are going to install Kali Linux operating system. But this virtual box that is going to give us the opportunity to install is going to reside on our Windows operating system. So we will not download the Linux version. We are going to download the Windows version because it is going to reside on a Windows operating system. And inside this virtual box, that is where we are going to install our Linux operating system. So it normally confuses people. If the person wants to install a Linux operating system, instead of downloading the Windows version, because the person is already using the Windows version, we just download the Linux operating system and it will not work. So we will download on, you will hit on the Windows host, and it will lead us to the, okay, it will lead us, it will just download, it will just download for us. I have already downloaded it, so I don't need to download. Immediately you hit on this, it will download automatically. The download will start automatically, and that is what I did to have my virtual box here. And the installation is very simple. It's the normal click next installation type of installation, sorry. And if I open it, okay, this is how it looks like. Yours might not look like this. It would just look like this, but it might not have a machine. I already have installed one machine, which is Gaza, and this Gaza machine has, I think, Ubuntu or so. Yeah, it has the Ubuntu operating system. Okay, it's the Debian. I've installed the Debian. You can see here the Debian operating system, 64 bits. But we are going to install the Kali Linux operating system, and we need to create a new virtual box or a new virtual machine. And just as I said, this virtual box machine is the environment that will give us the opportunity to create our new laptop. So this one I have is a new laptop that if I open it, it is going to load up the installed operating system that I have. So this virtual box manager giving us that opportunity will help us create new machines anytime we want. And before that machine will work, it needs an operating system. So first we have to go and download our operating system, or whether you take it from a friend. Ghanaians don't like purchasing other stuff, but that particular Kali Linux operating system that we are going to install is free of charge. You just have to download it and install on your machine. So it's very simple. You just head to let me first minimize my virtual box, and you head to Google again and type Kali Linux download. Yeah, and then you can see that everything is moving on so fast for me. And with just a click, it will just lead us to the official page of Kali operating system. Oh, okay, sorry for that. Kali Linux operating system. And we are going to download the type of operating system that we want, either the 64-bit or the 32-bit. Most people prefer the 64-bit. Likewise, me here, I like the 64-bit. So I'll just hit on it, and it will start the download process. Okay, so I have my Kali Linux operating system downloaded, and we just head to where it's downloaded, and you can see it here, Kali Linux 2020.2. This is the current version that I'm using. Yours might be the current, because this is, I don't even know the date. Let's just continue on the video. But you have to know that by the time you download your own, it might be a newer version than my own. And since we have it, we can just move on and create our virtual machine. I think I have it opened right here. Yes. Why do I have it open twice? Because I was first running it. Okay, I have it here, and let me bring it here so that you see. And we need to create a new laptop, give it our own specifications and everything. So we will hit on new, and you can see my machine is running very fast. The first time I was using this thing, it was reading very slow, and I remember that I myself just taught people how to make your machine very fast. So I just logged back to that, and I deleted some junk files, and you can see that my machine is running faster now. At first, you would have even run away from me because my machine was running very slow. And I remember that downloading a virtual machine will also download other packages that I don't need. And I needed to delete all those junk files. So if you have not watched that video, you have to locate to that video that I just, it's a previous video that I just uploaded, and it's going to show you how to delete junk files to make your system run very fast. And now we have a machine here, the create virtual machine. Yes, we are going to create a virtual, I will say my own is a virtual laptop. You can say yours is a virtual desktop. Mine is a virtual laptop, and I'll give it a name, either Toshiba or whatever. But this is my own laptop. So just as I gave uh, another one here called Gaza, I'm going to give this one a name from my own company, and my company is going to be named ANAS. Yeah, one of the biggest company in the world, leading producers of laptop. And we are going to install what type of operating system are we going to install? It's not the Microsoft Windows operating system. It is a Linux based operating system. So we just select Linux, and you can see the symbol of Linux is here. And what kind of Linux operating system? We have so many kinds of Linux based operating system, and we have the Ubuntu, the Debian, the Gentoo, the Mandriva. Whole lot of, you can see the Ubuntu here. Most people are familiar with the Ubuntu operating system. Yes, and that's not what we are going to install. We are going to install Kali Linux operating system, and Kali Linux operating system is one of the most protected operating systems in the world. So I don't think we have it here in our virtual machine, but the Debian is very similar to the Kali Linux. It has almost all the functionalities of the Kali Linux operating system. So this virtual machine will give us that opportunity when we select the Debian 64-bit operating system. And don't forget, when we were downloading our operating system, we selected the 64-bit operating system, and we have to select the Debian operating system because it has the same functionalities of the Kali Linux operating system. So the virtual machine will give us the opportunity when we use that, and we will hit on next. And we are going to give our laptop, our virtual laptop, a RAM size. And since this is just a tutorial, I'll just give it any RAM size because I'll delete the virtual machine after the, because my original one is here and everything was configured very well. So this is just a tutorial. So I'll just give it any RAM size, but you have to be specific on the kind of RAM you want the machine to use, and depend upon your original RAM. You have to either divide it or just select anything that will help you. So I will just take 1900. Let me just say 1900 or 248. That is 2 gig RAM, and I need to create a hard disk for it. And the hard disk that I want should be a virtual hard disk now. So you select the middle one, create a virtual hard disk now, and it's going to be created for you. And this is the kind of the type of hard disk you want it. I just want a virtual box disk image, and it is better you select the first one. And I want it to be dynamically selected. And this is the amount allocated. How much size do I want to give this Oh, sorry. This virtual machine, this virtual laptop. It's like I'm going to buy hard disks for my new laptop. So I'm going to buy the. This is just a tutorial, so I'll give it any hard disk size, and I'm giving it 94. But you should be specific. Depending upon your hard disk size, you can give it more hard disk space, so that everything I'm going to show you, you can follow very well. And you can see that we have a new laptop. But this laptop, when we power on this laptop by saying start, we are not going to see anything because it has no operating system. You can't buy a new laptop without operating system. When you on it, you're going to see only the command lines and other BIOS stuff. So we need to create a we need to give it an operating system before we can boot it up. And we are going to do that from the settings menu. And when I click on settings opens for us, and you can see that there has been default configuration, and we did them in previous steps. And go to advanced. And yeah, one thing that we have to change is the bi-directional. Change this one to bi-directional so that we can enable drag and drop in our operating system or in our machine. And text encryption and description, you can give a description to it. Say this is my third operating system that I've been using. System, we have already configured it. Display, you can configure your display properties depending upon your VGMA and other stuff, whether you want to increase it or, but this is just, I've told you, you can see that graphic controller is just a virtual machine VGA. But one thing I will entreat you to is to enable the 3D acceleration, and it's very, very helpful. The next important step that we have to do is the storage. The storage, this is where we are actually going to upload or insert our disks into our laptop. Most operating systems comes on a disk. Nowadays, it comes, you can just download it from your friend on a pen drive, but it works like this. So you can see that the disk part of it is empty. We just have to upload the disk image of the operating system that we downloaded, and by just hitting on it, everything is going to be open right here. If you see noises behind me, it is raining, and that is no fault of mine. So I'll just navigate through here to select. I'm going to amplify my voice a little bit so that you can hear me. And you can see that I have the Kali Linux operating system here. If you don't have it here, you have to navigate to it through the choose a disk file. Choose a disk file, and when I select on it, see that it has opened where I have this operating system. I have the Ubuntu, the Kali Linux, and other stuff. So I'm going to select that one and say open. Yeah, and it is not a physical disk, so I'll leave this one unchecked, and I hit OK. Now we have inserted our disk containing our operating system on our machine, and it's rebootable. So once we power on our machine, it will start the installation process, and we will power on our machine by selecting start. Yes, we somebody just told me that we don't power on machine, we start a machine. Okay, so we started a machine, so we are going to click on it and wait for the installation process to begin. And if your machine is not running faster than or like my own, then you have to go to that video tutorial on how to fasten or speed up your machine by deleting junk files. And I can see that everything, the installation process has started, and the only thing I need to do is say start, and everything will start the installation process. I must bring to your notice that kernel Linux operating system installation takes a little bit of time. It's not like the installation process itself. That one depends on your machine, but the configurations, and these are not technical configurations. The normal configurations every Windows, or sorry, every operating system will demand you. I've been using Windows for a very long time, so I mistakenly use Windows for all operating systems, and it takes a little bit of time to configure them because it will ask you every bit of question: your name, your email, your username, the language that you want to use, and these are normal, but just that it's plenty. I hate those stuff. I'm a little bit of lazy guy, and everything should be click next that I go. I can just configure them previously or later, but Kali Linux operating system will not allow. It will just need them before the installation process starts. Oh, so we have our Kali Linux operating system installation begun, and we have the opportunity to select between these type of installations. Either we want the advanced option, accessible dark contrast installer, and we as end users, most of us want the graphical user interface. So we are not going to code anything. We don't want to select anything with just a code, move anything with just a code. We just want to use our mouse, copy, paste, thing, and do, I'm going to select that one, and I'll hit enter. The mouse wouldn't work here. It's just the enter and the arrow keys to navigate through them. And then you can see that the installation process has begun, and this will depend on how fast your machine is. It is going to take a little bit of time, and you should bear with your machine. It is not easy to run a different laptop on a new laptop. And just as I told you, these are the normal configurations that we are going to do. That is the language. So you just select the kind of language we are, and even though I speak Twi, we select English because Twi is not here. And my location, should I select Ghana also? No problem, you can do it when you are doing your own. But this is just a tutorial, so I'm not going to worry the machine much. And sorry for the vibration, I think I had a call and I'm not going to pick because I love my viewers so much. And the kind of keyboard that I'm going to use will be the American type. The last time I was doing the installation, I thought this thing is nothing. You see how fast my machine is running. Wow! I wish your machine can run faster like this. And if it is not doing that, head back to that video and see how to fasten your or speed up your machine by deleting junk files. You see the installation process has begun and is running very faster now. I love the way it is running. Wow! Wow, wow. I bet you your own will not be running faster like this. You have to head back to that video, of course, and look at how to fasten your speed up your machine by deleting junk files. Okay, so let's wait for this thing to finish the installation and see any prompts comes. I will let you know how. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. I'm very happy the way my machine is running very faster. Wow, 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 wow. So if you want your machine, this I'm telling you, this is very serious because your laptop has a divided RAM, and this machine is operating on that small portion that you have divided for your machine. This machine is running on it, so basically it will run very slow. So if you want it to run fast, then you have to delete other junk files that you don't need. They are just worrying your system. It is very that video was very essential. Let me continue. Let me concentrate on this video and stop that video. If you wanna watch it, just head back there and watch it. Okay, so we have to configure the network, and you have to select the host name. I will leave it as Kali, but if you are doing your installation, you have to type a name that you want. And if you have the domain name, either the .com, the .edu, whatever you want to do. If you don't have it, it's not compulsory. You can just skip it by clicking on continue. And this is how the installation process works. Here we are to set our users and password, and provide a full name. So depending on the name that we want, I'm going to use my full name, ANAS, whether you like it or not, that's my name. And I have to use the capital, I respect a lot. And okay, continue. And my username, I'll just leave it like that because most usernames start with a small letter. And my password, I am going to use one of the world's most difficult passwords so that nobody can just hack into my system. And just ANAS. Yes, it's very difficult whether you like it or yes, very difficult to predict. If you don't trust me, you can see ANAS. And I'm sorry, this is a tutorial. Please don't hack into my system. And everything is setting up. I'm going to set up the clock. Give me the clock, I have to set it up. This is Kali Linux operating system used for penetrating testing. So everything must be configured by yourself. Okay, So I love the way my thing is running, and wow, wow, getting the time from the network time server. Okay, so I think I'm connected to a network. If I'm not connected to a network, then I'll have to configure it myself. Otherwise, through the network, it will automatically detect. I think I'm not connected to a time server. That is why it is doing this. It means I have to configure it myself, and I'll choose central. This is a tutorial, so nothing. I'm not saying the truth here. Or what I'm picking up here is just normal, normal, normal. But when you are doing your own, you have to select it based on your preferences and the truth. That is your location and everything. And this is the disk partitioning type. When I don't want to partition it, my size is even small. How am I even going to partition it? There's going to be 20 gig, 20 gig, and we click continue again. What are we supposed to do here? Oh, okay. I'm not going to separate anything. I just want everything to be on one location. So it is even recommended for new users. And I know you're a new user, so you have to just select that one and finish so that the actual installation process begins. And here it's very necessary. Write the changes to disk. Yes. Don't select no and continue. Okay, so partitioning has started, and let's wait for partitioning to finish. I didn't even actually select any partition, but it has to do everything by itself. And now that is the real installation. This is where it is retrieving all the files from the disk, and this will take a little bit of time depending upon your operating system. And even though mine is running very fast, it will take a little bit of time here. And as you can see, it is running a little bit faster for me. If yours is not, then you actually have to. Okay, I said I was not going to talk about that video again. See how my machine is running faster. And it's true, your machine will not be running, might not be running faster, or it might be running faster than mine. Running very faster for me. And I love my machine. I love it. I love the way it runs. I love the way my machine is running. I love it. Seriously, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm happy because at first when I was installing my operating system for the first time, it didn't run faster like this. It took me hours. Then I realized that I myself have even taught people how to speed up their machine. Why should my machine run so slow? So I just did what I did in my video, and you can see how my system is running very fast now. And you can come for a challenge if your machine runs faster than my own. Sure, 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 sure. Within a second, everything is going to be done. And now we are going to configure the package manager. So it's going to scan the installation. Oh, okay. It didn't allow me to finish reading. It just opened. So this is where we are going to configure the package manager. And I don't think we have any HTTP proxy to set right here. So we just hit on continue and let it continue the scanning process. This is a different type of installation. This is just configuring the package manager, and the original installation has it's done. I would say has been completed. So let's wait for this one to also complete. And oh, are you disgracing me, or you are just taking? Okay, we have just 2 seconds remaining. Everything will be done. And I think this one has exceeded that second. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I think this one is taking a little bit of time. Oh, okay. So it is done. And I told you the configuration takes a little bit of time. You see, it's so many. We have to also go through them step by step. Otherwise, I would have just jumped to the conclusion. But you should see all this installation on your machine. Now it is installing what? Select and install software. Okay, so Kali Linux operating system comes with a bunch of softwares. That is why it is very suitable in hacking or penetration testing. So when I'm done, I can even show you some of the softwares that it downloaded for us automatically, and those softwares are used when testing for penetrations. And we have the bed sieve, and it is also automatically going to give us the Firefox, Mozilla Firefox browser, and a whole lot of software that are used in penetration testing or hacking. Nmap will be given to us, and a whole lot of installations that will be given to us. So we are just going to wait for it to install, and you can see the time limit for me. Within one or within a 60 seconds time, everything is going to be installed. And I think I can't wait this with my farm, so I'm just going to forward it. Okay, so I just paused it so that that software installation process will just finish up, and when it finishes, this is the next interface that we have, and we are going to leave everything as default. The desktop environment we want it, yes. XFCE, Kali default desktop environment, yes. And the rest are advanced. We are going to do them later. Okay, so it was not even done. It was just giving me that prompt. So we are going to wait for it to finish. And whenever there is any prompt, I will let you know. Okay, and our system is still installing. So we are still waiting for the installation process to finish, and we are going to look at what to do next. Okay, so our softwares have been installed successfully, and what is next for us to do is to install the Grub bootloader, and we are going to select yes and click on continue. Okay, so we are not going to enter device manually. We are going to use the already made one and say continue, and everything is going to be done in a second. Okay, we can see that it's installing the Grub bootloader, and it is done. So it is finished the installation for us, and this will be done in seconds, setting users and passwords, and everything will be wrapped up so fast and so quick. And as I said, this depends on how fast your machine is, and there's going to be changes depending upon machines. Okay, so our installation has been completed, and we can see that we have installation complete. So it is time to boot into your new system. Make sure to remove the installation media, and this is prompting us whether we install from a pen drive or from a disk. And since this is not any problem to us, we are only going to hit continue, and let's see what is going to be done within a single or within a blink of an eye. And yes, everything is on point. Now Kali Linux operating system is going to boot up. Okay, so it is going to request for the password, and I hope I didn't type any password that I would forget. Yeah, I think I remember my password. So we are going to wait for it to ask for the password before we key in the password. And it is booting up. You can see everything is on point, and we only need to key in our password and our username, and everything is okay. Yeah, you can see from here. Okay, so since this is the first time you see, it will take a little bit of time to boot up and everything, but we have time to wait for it, and we are going to wait till it asks for our password. We will just key in the password, and our operating system is ready for use. Okay, so we have it here, and the most important thing is to key in the password, and we are good to go. That's all. Okay, I didn't provide the username. and the username was, yeah, and my password I think was same, ANAS, and let me click on OK, and yes, our Kali Linux operating system has been installed onto our machine successfully. Yes, successfully. Everything is on point. Okay, and you can see that we have our desktop. You can maximize it, and yeah, this is the maximized version. And you can see this thing running over here. You can hide it, and nobody would even know that you are using a virtual machine. It will exhibit 8 properties as it is. Since this is here, most people might know. If you are familiar with it, you are going to know that it's a virtual box machine. But we have a way of eliminating that thing from here, and that is we have to set it to full screen mode. Full screen mode. So we will straight up look at view and select the full screen mode. And let's see, it's going to prompt us. And these are the, when we want to move out of our virtual machine, is the short form of it. That is the host key plus the F key. And we don't have the host key on our keyboard, but it is rather the right control key, which is the host key in our case. So I'll just switch, and you can see that we don't have that title, but again, everything now looks like the Linux operating system that I promised I'm going to install, and we can do everything we want in our Kali Linux operating system. This is very simple and easy, and we can navigate back whenever we want to use our Windows operating system, and you can see it here. This is our Windows operating system. Simple. We can do whatever we want to do with our Windows, and we can navigate back to our operating system, that is the Linux based operating system. Okay. So you can see that it was very easy, and we have been able to install another operating system that is running on our default or our main operating system, that is the Windows in my case. And if you found this video very useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video for me. And those of you who wanted to install the Mac operating system on their machine, they should hit me on the comment section, and I'll get back to them. Yes, bye bye. Some of the softwares that it is already inbuilt into the Kali Linux operating system. And as you see, as we installed it earlier, we were not having these two softwares, but it is inside this operating system, and we only need to navigate to it. That is, we go to application, but we right click. Yes, we right click, and we go to applications, and these are a series of applications that we have. We have the web browser. I just drag it to the desktop like this, and it was there. And since I already have it, I don't need to drag it again. We also have the, these are the settings. Okay, we have usual applications. We have the graphics. We have the development. You can see that Android development is in. This is the sign of the Android Studio, and we have database browser for SQL. We have SQLite database browser. We have another internet. We have the multimedia, the office. We have others, that is the Kali undercover mode. And when you hear undercover, you know what we mean. You have to do anything without anybody knowing that it is you who is doing it. A whole lot of applications was installed. If we go through it one by one, it's going to be a problem. I don't have that time since I've showed you. If you see the web suite is here, and when we say web suite, you know what we are talking about. Penetration, right? Web app penetration. You can do web app penetration without web suite, even though we have other softwares which are very good in it, but web suite is the original and the most trusted one. We also have database assessments, a whole lot of password attacks. You see what I told you? Kali Linux operating system is very useful when you want to do penetration testing and hacking. And, as I said, if you want to follow my course about penetration testing, then you also have to install this same operating system. It is not well known, only few people knows about it, and I can show you a little bit. I can show you a little bit of them here, but right now we just have to end this video and wait for that tutorial. That is the web app penetration testing tutorial, and I'm going to show a little bit more deep into the Kali Linux operating system before we start. So I'm just going to end this tutorial here for now. And as I said, don't forget to like this video if you found it very useful, and comment on it and let me know what you want and how the thing is going on correctly for you. Okay, so I'm not going to waste my time here.